Welcome to the Tucson NetworKings podcast. I'm your host, Gordy Seward, along with master networker and sales guru, Don Zavis. Together, we talk about how to get the most of your business networking in Southern Arizona. We'll discuss tips, tricks, what to do, what not to do, with some amazing people that know how to build lasting business relationships from this thing called business networking. So strap in and enjoy the show. All right, welcome back, everybody, to episode 3 of Tucson NetworKings. This is season 1, episode 3. I don't know if we'll probably always be stuck in season 1.
We'll have 400 episodes in season 1.
That's right. That's
the
right.
never-ending season.
Yeah. So my name is Gordy Seward. I am a business development manager for Acacia IT. We do IT services, and I've been business networking for about 12 years here in Tucson. To my right is Mr. Don Zavis, who's I'll let you do your intro. Your intro's way longer than mine. So
well, it'll be brief today. So I'm a sales trainer, sales coach, keynote speaker, been doing networking, interestingly enough, since 1980.
There you go. All right. Wow. So we are the Tucson NetworKings. At least we like to call ourselves that. Yeah. But with
loosely on the Kings, by the way.
Yeah. We have wonderful guests with us today.
Fabulous.
Continuing with our theme from our last episode, husband and wife networking teams. We have 2 superstars in the networking field here. We have Nicole and James Piper from Piper Family Painting. Welcome, guys.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I know I met you guys, I think, at a Stacy Fowler event, Tucson Business Networking event at, I think it was the main event. Possibly.
It was the main event. Yeah, that was a good one.
I think I'd seen you around, but we had a serious connection there, a conversation, and we had a nice connection.
Mine was at the Sands Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why don't you, we'll start with you, Nicole. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do, and then we'll talk about how you got into networking after that.
Sure. We are painting. We own a painting company. My husband, James over there, is a 3rd-generation painter, and he taught me how to paint. So if that says anything, I learned from the best. We have been doing it together for about 10 or 11 years. We've done it this is our 3rd state that we've ran a company together with. So it's not the first go around, but it definitely is the most successful, I would say. Okay. We've had the attempts to get it in, and this has been the best environment for us. And I think we're thriving being here. We love it here, and it just helps us be more creative. The more we can be in tune with the people that, our clients, the people that we've been networking with, the friendships that we've made, it really helps us give our little mark on Tucson, and we're very happy for that.
Yeah. Okay. James, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, she's right. 35 years of painting experience since I was a little kid, since I was a little boy, and I'm in my 50s now. So my entire life I've been doing this, and we, Nicole and I have had a lot of success here because of the networking. That's been huge for us, right? We've been able to expose ourselves to a lot of people, expose Piper Family Painting to a great majority of people right away, and that's just from coming and going from networking events. It's been wonderful.
What got you guys into networking?
So when we were in Florida, which was our previous chapter before here, we joined the Chamber of Commerce, and that was our first kind of insight into what it meant to network. I went to University of Wisconsin-Platteville and worked in the Career Center, so I knew how to network. I just never knew that it was applicable to me. And then we went to some events there and just really understood what it meant to be a part of the community and have the community give you what you need.
Totally. Yeah, as soon as we knew that Florida was really successful for us because of what the Chamber of Commerce there on Amelia Island offered for us. Okay. So we knew it. That we knew coming into Tucson that joining the Chamber was going to be really important.
Part of your plan.
Yeah.
So that was part of the plan going into it. Some of these other things, like my connection to the Sands Club, those have grown over the last couple of years we've been doing this. But we knew that networking was going to be really important. We're a small business, and we didn't have a gigantic marketing budget to go out and maybe get a commercial or spend $800 a month in a magazine for Dove Mountain, right? We needed to be creative with that. And coming to a lot of these free networking events was a great opportunity for that to happen.
Not only that, but let me ask you guys this. Do you know a painter? Because if someone asks you that, you're going to tell them who you know, not
absolutely.
who you look up through
Right.
the internet and
Right.
everything. So.
And it's interesting because, and I personally, I absolutely agree with you. And you look at Valpak or the things that are delivered to the house, and there's 20 painters, and they all kind of say the same thing. We do great work. We do this. Best prices. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like it's this echo chamber where everybody's saying the same thing.
But it's only black and white.
Well, exactly.
print.
But when you can talk to somebody and say, we're a painter.
Yep.
Well, that goes in the back of your mind. The next time you have a painting issue that needs a painter, you're going to default to that person, even though the Valpak people have spent thousands of dollars to
Yep.
do this one hour investment of your time. Now you're on the radar for 50, 60 people, and you've met them multiple times now, so they know you by first name. You're on their radar, they're on your radar. If they get something, you're, again, that very top of mind. And yet, all the other people that have spent thousands in magazines and radios and television, it falls on deaf ears.
Yep.
Because your 1 hour investment of time eclipsed everything that they did at that point.
Yep.
In all my 35 years, I've never seen painting companies go and take advantage of the Chamber of Commerce. Never go take advantage of networking events. So that's something that we have that a lot of other people just don't do. Why? I don't know. I don't know, but we do. So we want to make sure
Think outside the box.
We think outside the box.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so let me ask you again. Our theme is husband and wife network. So I wanted to know how you guys do it. Okay, how do you go in? Do you take one side of the room? Do you take the other? Do you play good cop, bad cop? Or how do you guys? What's your system?
She's definitely sweeter than I am.
Okay,
I could be.
Oh, no, she is far sweeter than he is.
I could be really to the point up front. So we have a really nice balancing act here between us, and we are not just business owners. We're not just playing the part. We are the part.
Partners.
And that's the difference for us, right? We are part of that. Our date nights, our time with each other, our revolve around these things because it's hard to separate all these things.
It's the family business.
It's a family business, so it's all interconnections. Even on Friday nights when we bring the family to the club to have dinner, we're still networking.
Yeah.
We're still on that part, but we do it as a team. We don't leave anybody at home, and that's the most important point. And in 19 years that me and Nicole have been together, taking the I out of the statement and including the we in the statement has manifested in our life in a way that is hard to describe, but has given us so much just by taking I. We do this. We go do that. We take care of this, right? Yeah. The minutia, how we take over the room, how we, sometimes I'm a weird kind of brand of, I love to go out and talk to people, but I'll walk into a room sometimes and say, nope. I ain't got it in me, right? Thank gosh I have somebody with me.
That's our balance.
Okay.
It's our balance there. Sometimes she's like, I'm busy, I got stuff to do, and I just feel like chatting everybody up,
Okay.
So we're really organic with ourselves, and we don't put restrictions. There's not a playbook to it, and important about it is, and I'll speak only for myself here, is my ego is checked at the door. Right, that's important, and I don't mean that my ego goes away, that I've dissolved this thing, right? Because my ego still needs to be there. He's there to make sure I don't.
Chicago.
He's there to make sure I don't get the raw end of the deal. Everybody's ego is there to protect us. He just don't get to run the meeting at the end of the day. So that's allowed me to be successful on my end in our part of what we do. Is I don't bring the ego to it.
Okay.
If she can go out and talk to a client and soothe one over and sell a job better than me, please go do that.
Yeah.
Go do it. It doesn't always have to be on one person.
It's a recognition of the strengths and weaknesses. And it's interesting because you're right. You're kind of like the unicorn because we do lots of networking things at lots of venues. You don't find a lot of painters. You might find a lot of real estate people. You might find a lot of financial people. You don't find a lot of painters. And yet there's lots of painters.
Yep.
I think there's the perception that rightly or wrongly, and I'm going to say wrongly, is that I don't need to go to I did a Valpak. And I spent all this money, and yet, again, it's eclipsed by somebody who invests no money and maybe an hour of their time. That, we do 10,000 emails every month. We put this on the television. I can tell you in the Zavis household, when a commercial comes on, you hit mute, and everybody goes away from the TV. Yep. You're spending, tens of thousands of dollars clapping to yourself that look at all the people who are going to see us, and no one sees you, everyone leaves. And yet, for something that's free, and in most cases, some cases immodest, right?
Yeah.
And it's fun.
And it's fun.
And we're social creatures. We like going places where people know our name and love for us to be there. And to me, it's a no-brainer that this is by far the most successful. But I'm surprised, like I say, most husband and wives don't, even when the business relies on either both of them or one of them. And I'm surprised, again, you're the unicorns that...
I think it started because we're actually each other's best friend. Like, we have been each other's best friend for almost 20 years now.
Yeah, it's fun to do things together.
So it's fun, and that's what networking started for us. It was like, hey, let's go together so that way we have someone there. We're not like nervous to meet all these new people alone. So for the first, 6 months, 8 months, we did it solely together. Kept to each other, met people. Then we started venturing a little bit, and I'm like, oh, so we can go. Then we started doing separate events, and then we would go to the same event and just break off to go talk to, catch up with that person, catch up with that person. And it got so much easier to where now it's like, we don't even know we're separated. And I'm like, oh, I have to find James.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, people see that a lot. It's like, oh my God, it's 8 o'clock. And it's like,
kind of grown into a new
We have. Yeah. And it's constant.
method. Okay.
Being parents of a special needs child really has allowed us an opportunity to already kind of figure out how to work with each other, right? Okay. So I mean
it's like we have that force super team.
Yes.
Totally, because going home, we're not just parents; we're his primary caregiver.
Yeah.
That's different, right? Than somebody who's just go home and is a parent to their child.
And talk about networking to your special needs child who can't talk back. I mean, that's
I used to read Inc. magazine to my daughter when I'd rock her to sleep.
Yeah. It's a rough one. So
Yeah, he don't care.
he's our biggest person we're always trying to sell on everything. So
That's great. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the Pipers from Piper Family Painting.
Awesome.
The Tucson Network Kings podcast is brought to you by Sarah Souders, your local Tucson native real estate advisor with Russ Lyon Sotheby's International Realty, where luxury is an experience, not just a price point. Feel welcome to contact Sarah today at 520-305-6974. Arizona license SA 708-354-000.
Thank you so much for coming back. We appreciate that, and we appreciate the time that you're investing in your networking. I've referred now to our guests as the unicorns on many times, and because it's like you always kind of knew they existed, but you never saw them. And when we were on the break, we were talking amongst ourselves, and I'm always surprised by how many times I will meet a sales training client that says, I wish my wife, or my wife is so good with people, I wish, or that she'd be like, my husband is like, he's got a natural gift of gab, I wish he would come and do that. And you even though you both benefit from the income generated from the other, again, most people don't do that. They see that clear demarcation between marital spousal relationship and business.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned you had taken your wife.
Yeah, I brought her to a mixer once, and I wish she'd come to more of them because she's really good with people.
Yeah, see, no, this is the
And I
other time.
stepped away to grab a drink, and I came back, and she was surrounded by 4 or 5 different insurance agents because she's been in insurance for 30 some years, and she just was like, "How'd you meet all?" I don't know. I just started talking insurance. Like, wow. So yeah, I wish she would come to more and work the crowd a little bit too. But it's just I just love the dynamic between you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are. I think you're on the board of the Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce.
That's correct.
I know you guys are just about everywhere. You're Marana with Tucson Business Networking.
Yep.
Any others that you guys are a part of?
Goalmasters.
I'm the president of our referral group, Goalmasters.
Okay.
So that's been something else that we've been doing.
And what's the big one that start the first and third Monday of every day?
Oh, the Espresso Club.
You guys started that.
We're
That's
part of the
amazing.
group that started the Espresso Club. That actually is just now being sponsored by the BBB starting next week.
That's a
Thank you.
big
So
get right there.
we're really
Golf
excited.
clap.
Yep.
We're very excited for that.
That's good.
But we're ready to grow it and
Yeah.
keep everything moving. And I don't know how we find the time to do all these things, right? We list
And
all.
he still has to paint,
He still has to paint.
Our calendar is very robust.
and you have
I don't paint
have
as
our
much as I
child,
used to
But you
anymore.
know what though? I think a lot of it is that Do you find, I just have to question, do you find that you bid a lot, like you do a lot of bidding?
Estimating.
Because I think what ends up happening is that people come, they trust you, even if you're a couple dollars more. I would go with you. I wouldn't even get another bid. I would say, just give me the price. You've treated me fairly. Give me the price because I want you to be around next week so when you can do more.
And that's our process.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that separates us, all right? That's how we go into this. We go in looking for long-term relationships with our clients.
Absolutely.
We go in there giving them listening to what they need so we can figure out how to navigate their projects, right?
The last thing I want to do is cause a client a headache. And let's face it.
Right.
And let's be real and honest with each other. Anyone can paint. Okay, there are the tools out there
You haven't seen
to
me paint.
let the
I can paint,
homeowners.
but it doesn't look good
by numbers.
everywhere around there.
By numbers like a
But you
horse
could
head.
definitely attempt it if you chose, right? So I know we're asking people to put their trust and their pocketbook with us, but we're going to deliver you something that you're going to come home and feel relaxed, feel energized, feel whatever you want to feel when you come into your fortress of solitude and it looks like how you want it to look. I mean, I love giving that to people. So when I go to someone's house, we genuinely look at them in the eye and say, we want to paint your house because we want to see the look on your face when it's done.
I'm
we
asking
want to see you happy.
right.
That's what it's
And a lot of these people you may see in the future.
Yes. That's
Maybe
correct.
an event. So you've got this continuing relationship with them.
Yep.
I've made friends with clients where now we're friends on Facebook so we can catch up with each other's
A
kids.
lot of our
and
clients turn into friends.
Yeah.
It's lovely, right? It's
we
great.
took one.
You think
one-
that's because you guys are a team and work?
I think so. I know we just took a client and her husband out to the Sands Club for lunch one Saturday just to catch up. And it was the greatest thing ever. And I think it is a lot to do with that we're a strong team. So we like to.
And it's nice to have that, like me asking a woman out for lunch, even though, it might just be for networking, might be misconstrued. But when I could do it with my partner, right? It's a much different dynamic that way, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, women would much rather talk with Nicole.
Oh, my
than
wife
talk
would.
with James,
Oh,
who likes to take the conversation
all you.
linear, right? Who's trying to be like this, and Nicole's like, "Oh, let me hear what you got going on," and I'm like, "How can I get you to be right?" Because we think like men, right? We're trying to work ourselves through our progression. So having that, it gives your clients an opportunity to kind of naturally gravitate who they're going to be able to, communicate better with.
Yeah.
And
Do you think it humanizes you too?
I think so.
Because
so.
even our first guest that we had, we were talking about couples and networking. The idea of it's a family, it's a team, it's a husband and wife or significant other, whatever the circumstances are. But you're not seen as the nameless, faceless, mean business. You're not XYZ Painting. You're the Pipers. Your name is in the name of the painting company.
Correct.
So this isn't the nameless, faceless, somebody you've never met's going to show up at your house.
Right.
You're going to see these people and you're going to weave some portion of your life in with them.
That's
I
right.
think people like that. I think that I think everybody wants connections. We live in this isolated, sometimes lonely world. And I think people don't want. I mean, I'm convinced people don't want that. They want to do business with people.
I think
people
Tucson,
don't care what you know.
That tends to be more in Tucson.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. The town up the road is a little different. It's a little bit more
This town-
transactional. This is more relational.
Yeah.
This town's got big shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that about this town. It reminds us of our hometown like that. Just a big shoulders, right? And you can connect like that with people.
Yeah.
And it's
Like
not,
Don said, it's connections, right? That's why we put our name in our company because we are our company. We are what we do. And we are the people you see. I mean, we may not be there every second of your project, but we're there. We know what's happening and we have our clients trust us in that way.
That'll separate you every single time.
and we got a great crew. I
Yeah.
mean, every time we do a project, the clients come and say, them boys are just the nicest young men. We have a couple of young guys in their 20s, and I'm teaching them what it means to be a professional, and they're kind and courteous and attentive,
Yep.
and they're an ace in the hole for us. There's a lot of good things that isn't just me and Nicole. Okay, me and Nicole help put the game plan together, but, it still has to radiate from those around us, and it's working.
And that's what I feel blessed about what we do and how we want to represent ourselves and be with people. We've drawn the two young men we have to us essentially. So now they're just a reflection of how we are with our clients. We worked on a woman's house. She was in her 90s. She had a disabled daughter in her 60s, and our clients were helping them get out of the house so they can sit outside and get some fresh air. That's what our guys do, right? They're there just as much as we are, and that's what we appreciate.
They get clients that give them $150 tips at the end of a project.
Really? I paint.
$150 tips they got.
I'm not good at it, but I paint.
I'm like, man, I should have painted that day.
You know what, though? But that just shows you about the money part of it, because, I come from a world that's value-based. It isn't price-based. And to me, people will pay more if they get more. To me, my wife, Janet, if you said that story, she would be one of the people giving these guys tips. She'd be giving them lunch and, oh, it's too hot. You need to sit down, right? And,
Get some water.
Here,
Sit on the furniture, have some water.
Have something to drink, right? Because, again, I think, there's an adage in sales training. People don't care what you know until they know what you care. Well,
That's good.
But when they understand that you care, and sometimes it's just a small kindness that really separates amazing companies from just mediocre companies.
Yeah.
You could do a great job, but it's how you do the job.
But it comes back to what he said. I'm teaching these young men to be professional.
Oh, absolutely.
And that
100%.
right there. I think,
It has to be.
you guys, for what I know about you, you're amazing parents, and you're just taking that philosophy all the way out to your employees.
So, we're not trying to just talk about it. We are that, and we're trying to be the change. We
Family
are the
change.
change that we want to see in the world. We are it every day.
We're going to take one final quick break, and we'll be right back with you guys. And we've got a few little questions to wrap up, then we'll find out how to get a hold of you guys.
Awesome.
Great.
The Tucson Network Kings podcast is brought to you by Sarah Souders, your local Tucson native real estate advisor with Russ Lyon Sotheby's International Realty, where luxury is an experience, not just a price point. Feel welcome to contact Sarah today at 520-305-6974. Arizona license SA 708-354-000.
All right, we're back with the Pipers, Piper Family Painting. Don Zavis, Gordy Seward, Tucson Network Kings podcast. We covered some really good stuff.
Yeah, it's
there.
fabulous. Thank you.
A couple questions I want to go back to networking. Again, you guys are amazing people. I could just tell. What type of networking group works best for you guys? Mixers, organized events, your goal master. What's the best for you guys?
I would say mixers are pretty much our good one because it gives everyone's more relaxed at a mixer.
Okay.
Let's face it. So we all kind of are already vibing the same way. It's after work. Yeah, we're still working, but let's hang out a little. So that's where we formed a lot of the relationship aspect of things.
Okay.
But I have to say the Espresso Club, that's been a real hit. I really have deepened relationships being in that.
We do something similar with the networking event that we throw with where we get the groups and go into mini mastermind groups.
Yeah, well, it's very helpful because it also takes people that are maybe not necessarily outgoing.
Yep.
And when you give them that opportunity to interact with their group, it kind of brings them out of their shell because they feel comfortable with this.
Not only that, but like you pointed out, Don, value, right? Like what better way to really help each other than to give each other value?
Yes.
And valuable insight into how we're not giving you insider secrets to how we run our company, but we're saying, hey, maybe marketing here might be better for us, but for you, it might be here. And
sure,
who
best
doesn't need
practices.
to hear that?
And that's evolving. I think it's important, right? Because nothing that you can set can stay that way all the time. Right. And in our line of business, we have to be monitoring what we're doing at all times. And one networking event may not always be the best networking event for you. So, to be present in your own life. Be present in your own business.
I love that.
Be present in your own calendar so that you could be part of that. I think for me is huge.
And then on top of it, my calendar is ever changing. So
It's evolving.
these are all Thursdays and this is all Wednesdays, but my son's therapy could be this Wednesday night or it could be this Friday morning. And sometimes that just interferes
Trying
with
to get whatever you can.
Yeah. So that it turns into show up when you can show up. And
Gotcha.
I can't go to Miranda mornings because he has therapy, right? I can't go to something else this week because he had a doctor appointment. It's what my life is. So I'll catch you next month.
I like it.
We were able to tag team that. We had an ambassadors meeting today. She couldn't be there, and I could.
Yeah.
And it worked out just well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another that's another couple nice tag team.
Well, no,
thing that we can do.
again, it's that 2 heads are better than one.
Yeah.
You can double your efforts. You can double your impact.
Yes.
And again, everybody benefits from the success of the collective whole.
That's right.
I really do wish more people thought like that because I really do, because they would get so much more out of it. There has been this, dad works, mom stays at home. Well, mom might be the one that is the belle of the ball.
Yep.
And dad should be smart enough to get mom out, or vice versa.
She's got a bachelor's degree in animal science and a minor in biology.
Yeah.
Right? She was
never
supposed to be an animal doctor.
painter.
She wasn't supposed to be a painter.
She's a professional.
Our
be a
little
vet, and then-
boy's
yep.
life kind of changed the course of our life. You know,
Right.
we've had to make fantastic lemonade out of some lemons.
Yeah.
But she wasn't supposed to be.
I
doing
didn't
that.
even ever knew I was going to had the spirit to be an entrepreneur, right? And then
Now you're
it just got
professional networker,
presented.
and you have host your own network.
Now I love it.
events, and-
I'm
That's
thinking
fabulous.
of different company ideas. Oh, what can we do next? And
love
I
that.
never knew
Serial
that this would be a thing.
entrepreneurs we are.
Yeah, I love it. All right, final question for both of you. What tips would you share?
My biggest tip is to not be nervous. And I know that's easier said than done, but let the butterflies sit in your stomach and just work with them. If your voice is a little shaky, I guarantee that the person in front of you does not care. They just want to make the same connection that you went there to make. So just go and do it, and don't stand in a corner. Put yourself out there. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
James?
I would say to be present in your own situation. Be present in that and take ownership over it. That would be my tip.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're there, be there.
Be there. My professional goal is 3 meaningful conversations in a room of 100 people. I'm not interested. I'm interested in 3 meaningful conversations. That is my professional networking goal every time. So be deliberate with what you're doing, have an intention, and follow through on that intention.
That's fabulous. Yeah, that's exactly what we say. That's a good utilization of your time. This just gets better and better.
I know this is a great. There's great things coming with this podcast series. So
Thank you.
Stay tuned. How can people get a hold of you?
They can find us at piperfamilypainting.com. Our phone number is 520-302-4204. And we are on Facebook and Instagram, hashtag or at Piper Family Painting. I'm a little not with the times.
I've seen some videos. You just recently did a really good video too.
Which one?
Spray painting the guy's face.
Totally. There was a couple of morons decided that one guy was going to spray the other guy's face and make like a really cool imprint, right? They put tape and stuff around this guy's eyes. But I don't think they realize that anything that goes on the skin goes
absorbent in
into
the
the
body.
blood,
Yeah.
right? And that stuff is
Yeah.
dangerous. I would have fired those guys on the spot.
Awesome.
By the way, you can get a hold of the very kind Pipers through us if you, for some reason, you forget.
Yes.
So
And also-
reach out to us. We'll be happy to connect you guys up.
Also, if you want to send questions or if you have some topics or some themes, some ideas for the show, you can go to Tucson NetworKings @gmail.com.
So thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
You guys were fab.
Yes.
Thank you for having
thank you
us.
all.
No, this
Yeah,
is
for
excellent.
coming.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And Gordy, always a privilege.
I can't wait to see it.
Yep. Always end the same way. Go out and meet somebody.
Go out and
Stay
meet it.
connected, everybody.
Tell your friends.
You've just experienced the Tucson NetworKings podcast. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe for more great tips about networking in Southern Arizona. If you'd like to leave a question, comment, or future topic, you can email them to TucsonNetworKings@gmail.com. Also, if you'd like to know more about all of the networking events happening in town, make sure and check out networkingtucson.com. That's networkingtucson.com. Know where to go.